there's definitely some birdie holes out here. You wouldn't expect to birdie 6 of them in one round, but I birdied 5 of what I term to be the easier holes on this golf course. Unfortunately, a bad front 9 yesterday, and then one bad swing on 15 today is probably going to end me up a couple short.
Yeah, talk about that 15.
Yeah, that's a tough tee shot, especially with the wind today. It's kind of the wind's pushing you towards those bunkers where you don't want to be. You got out of bounds just off the fairway there. Guys are going to have a hard time, I think, finding that fairway, finding a club that's going to, get comfortable to be in that fairway. Of the last holes, for me, that's probably the toughest. That wind going left to right is tough for me. And then 16, 17, 18, no bargain, obviously, either.
We were just talking with Rory, and we asked him if he thought the pin placements were fair. He said kind of right on the edge. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, that's one of the defenses, that they might have to do this week with how soft the golf course got from the rains we got earlier in the week. Especially on the short holes, I felt like the pins were really, really tough. They'd be a couple paces from where the flat edges or flat spaces of the greens might be. They might tuck it up against a ridge a little bit. So I think that, the weather kind of factored into that. I think if we had a little bit firmer and faster, you might have seen them in a little bit more level spots.
What did you think of the week here? I know it's a smaller place, smaller golf course, but what did you think of the whole week here in the ambiance of Merion?
Yeah, the fans here in Philadelphia were great. Obviously, it's been a while since they've had a major event here in the area, so they were excited about it. I think the USGA did about as good as they could with the weather we had and the situation with the clubhouse and the property being so small. I think everything went as good as planned for that. I think the golf course was set up pretty fair for the most part. There are some holes that they kind of pushed a little bit that really challenged you, but then there are some easier holes out here if you can be in the fairway.
Do you want it to be back here? Would you like to see it back?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I don't know if it really matters to me. I don't know if I'll be playing golf by then. They usually go 10 or 12-year rotations, so I might be out of golf. But I really enjoyed being here. There's a lot of great history with this golf course, so I'm glad that I was able to play in this Open.
Do you think you figured out something about the course today that you didn't know earlier in the week, or was there something technical to your game that really had you going well?
I felt pretty good all week. I've just had a rough year where I can't get anything kind of going. I made a really nice birdie on the first hole, made a great par on 3, and then made some birdies. So it was kind of if I missed either one of those putts early in the day, it might have been a different story. But it was nice to have some things go my way.
Looked like your front 9 could have even been lower.
Yeah, the day I had tons and tons of birdie putts inside of 15 feet. I don't know the exact number, but I had lots of opportunities for birdie, which is always good. And I'm pretty happy with my game. I just got to figure out how to get a couple putts to drop each day.
Jason, the tee shot on 15 has seemed to bother a lot of players in the field this week. What makes that tee shot so difficult?
It's just tough angle. You got out of bounds, literally one pace from the fairway, which is a little unnerving. And then, it's kind of a hole that you feel like you want to push at it off the tee because the green's very severe. It could be one of your last realistic birdie chances with a scoring club. But, as I learned today, you can definitely pay the price for pushing it.
Jason, are you surprised that the winning score is going to be even par or even worse than that?
No, I'm not. You got tons of rough out there, which you guys have seen. You got greens that are very severely sloped, running at 13 and a half. We had some wind today, which made it tough. And there's not many run-ups. So if you're in the rough, you always kind of have a forced carry, which makes it a lot more, more difficult. So, the toughest thing I think was when you got birdie chances inside of 15 feet. Majority of the time you're playing defense, to be honest with you, just depending on where the hole location was and where you were, which is tough for us because we're so used to having 15 feet and gunning for it. So I think they had to do what they had to do to make the scoring kind of where they wanted. I know they don't say that they do that, but it seems to work out that way every year.